Welcome everyone to the Side Drive Podcast. Welcome to another race review today. Darlington for the Cup Series, and it was a late one. That's a bit of an understatement.
Yeah.
But
what, 1, 2 o'clock?
yeah, it was about 2 o'clock when the race ended. So I'm pretty sure many of you did not get to see the race live because you enjoy sleeping. I know we do.
Did y'all fall out in the seat now? Come on.
So we did not get to watch it live. We kind of did. We got to listen to it on the radio on the way home. Yes, it was on the way home at 1 a.m. But
Not from Darlington.
Not from Darlington, but I was at a family member's house, and then on the way home was listening to some racing.
Yeah.
And then we got to watch the final laps on TV at home. So bit of a long day for us as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, so since we didn't get to have a ton of notes for this because our DVR did not record all of it
Because the range is pushed
since
further back.
Rain delay and all that, we should have really prepared for all that. So we're just going to go down the lineup and talk about some of the key players and some of the playoff bubble a little bit, and a little bit of a different race review, but let's see how this goes. So first off, in 38th you had Michael McDowell, 37th Daniel Hemrick. They were involved in a late race incident. I believe Hemrick got into Newman just a little bit, and that caused Hemrick's tire to go down, and unfortunately he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Took out a lot of contenders there.
Yeah, I believe he maybe should have come in a lap earlier. He's trying to nurse it around. Blew the tire and was really trying to stay out of the way and ended up being all in the way. So it's unfortunate for that team and others involved. So.
Yeah, that involved Michael McDowell, and then
pretty much ended Michael McDowell's day because he just backed in the fence and got hit a couple of times. So
yeah, I believe it involved Denny Hamlin as well, who he did that apparently.
He crashed.
He did that. Okay, so crashed several times. I hope nothing else is falling. But thank you for the added effect there.
Oh yeah.
Random falling boxes. Yeah, I got that crash there. Went on pit road trying to fix it, and got into Corey LaJoie, or Corey LaJoie got into him, and that kind of just added insult to injury.
Yeah, so that's pretty tough.
I believe Jimmy Johnson was also involved, and Kurt Busch, who was leading majority of the day. And
yeah, Kurt had a really awesome car, and we didn't have anywhere to go because once Daniel come down, they kind of knocked him back up and knocked Kurt in the fence. So pretty much can't go anywhere higher than the fence.
Yeah, and Denny Hamlin would finish 29th, and then Jimmy Johnson was able to finish 16th, but he was having a great night up in the top 5 for most of the day, or at least top 10. And it was probably the best race that I've seen Jimmy run this year up until that point.
It was a throwback Jimmy because he was like the Jimmy of old, kind of.
Yeah, and it's throwing back to himself and in those truck racing days, not NASCAR trucks, but some of the rally, I believe it is, rally trucks. So it was really cool to see that paint scheme look really nice on the Camaro. And then I believe that was everyone involved, but Kurt Busch was able to still finish in the top 10. But I believe he really should have finished up in the top 3 at least.
Yeah, he was had an awesome car, really, and I had him in my fantasy live, and I was just having it, and so it just didn't work out that good.
Yeah, and
he was thrown back to his regular car.
Yeah, throwing back to a '69 Camaro, and I'm wearing a Camaro shirt, so yeah, I'm throwing back to Kurt Busch's throwback.
Maybe the Ford Cobra, so and the Toyota one, so
yeah. Yeah, we need to get Emily in here wearing a Toyota shirt.
Yeah.
And we'll have the trifecta here. But also, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished in 33rd, started 21st. I believe he had some sort of mechanical issue, and his day was just ended up pretty early. So, yeah, other than that, we had Denny Hamlin in 29th, like I said. Ryan Newman, who's one of those playoff bubble kind of guys. Right now, he is tied with Daniel Suarez in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very tight battle. You know, him and Suarez kind of had some. Well, I don't really think it's contact, but they got close to each other. I believe it was an arrow push that turned Ryan Newman around, and Newman kind of spun a little bit and got a lap down.
They had a arrow fight, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting going into Indianapolis because, they're just going to have one mission: beat the other guy and have a solid day.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really blowing a lot of tires out there that wasn't really his. So
yeah, I mean Newman, he's gonna fight you hard every lap, and it don't matter how many laps down he is or where he's at on the track. He's gonna fight you for every little inch of the racetrack, and I believe that's what got Suarez, aggravated, and he was trying to get the side draft, and the side draft worked for him because it pushed Ryan Newman around.
Yeah. He subscribed to us, and then Newman went around. So yeah, we had that moment there, and then William Byron, who started on the pole, ended up in 21st. I believe he had the couple pit stops go the wrong way and just wasn't as strong.
Yeah, I believe he got in a little bit of that wreck with Daniel Hemrick and all of them. So
yeah, and just wasn't his day. It looked like it was going to be. Early on, looked like he had one of the fastest cars, but up there battling with Kurt Busch, just unfortunately couldn't finish it.
Yeah, because he ran top 10, before that incident. So
then in 19th we had Chase Elliott, who was another one who was running very well early on. He got in a little fight, I guess you could say, with Joe Logano pretty much all day, and
they battled each other most of the day. Really.
Yeah, really, I mean, that was one of the greatest battles of all night. I had Joey just kind of barely put him in the wall there, I believe.
Yeah.
A little bit of contact, not much. Wasn't really anything to get upset over, wreck each other over.
It's just Darlington,
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I saw a lot of angry fans on Twitter about that. But that's typical Darlington right there.
Yeah, that's what these cars run. You just got to get up on their bumper and try to get them loose, or because the car's really hard to pass, and you got to try to get some kind of arrow push on or a side draft or something to slow that car down, and that's what they got to do and try to pass. So sometimes you kind of bump into each other.
And you had Alex Bowman in 18th, who was running pretty strong up in the top 5. But had some sort of tire issue or late in the race, and unfortunately that put him outside of the top 10 in the 18th position. But was a strong night for Hendrick for 2 stages.
Yeah, really Hendrick was looking really great beginning on, and just couldn't stay up there through the night.
Yeah, I think that's Hendrick's main issue is they just can't, fully put on races. I mean, like at Chicagoland they did, but mostly, they can qualify really good, and then they'll just slowly or quickly, whichever way, they just fall backwards and just not able to really put on a full race.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Erik Almirola in 17th, who I believe he had some sort of issue during practice, and that put him in the back at the beginning of the race. Just could never get back up there.
Yeah, it just really couldn't do a whole lot. Really.
Yeah, it was just a tough night for Erik Almirola. Then you have Jimmy Johnson in 16th, like we already talked about, and then Martin Truex Jr. in 15th. not much out of him at Darlington. He kind of was up in the top 5, top 10, but that tire issue, loose wheel, really put him out of the race.
Yeah, he really didn't qualify all that great. I don't think they really practiced qualifying runs. He got put in the back and raced his way towards the front and had some penalty and really, I thought he'd really run a little better than what he did.
Yeah, here's my pick to win on Fast Picks, and unfortunately, the Adam effect carried over onto the Cup side, just like it did at Xfinity, because I had Denny Hamlin to win, which he did, but he didn't. And yeah, so 14th we had Joey Logano, who, like we already talked about, battled Chase Elliott all day up until he had a tire issue. Then it was a tough fight to get back on the lead lap, and he would finish 14th. So not bad considering he was all the way back in 29th at one point. So he was able to kind of rebound.
Yeah, he had one of them up and down days. Darlington is really tough to run, so I guess he figured it out.
Yeah. Then another guy who had a really rough day was Ryan Blaney. Just wasn't really a factor all day. Just kind of was battling a loose race car. Saw him make a great save there. Didn't spin it. And he would finish in the 13th position, which not bad considering he was running barely in the top 20. But he was able to finish in the 13th position.
Yeah, really couldn't get the bounce on that car right, and then just really wasn't really a factor all night. And just good way to just stay in the race and get the best finish you can.
Then we have Chris Buescher, who was putting on a great race. He was up in the top 10, battling some champions for some positions, and he's getting better and better each week, and we could see him get another win pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean he's right there. He's just it needs a little bit more to get up there and be competitive with them, and he's keep digging away he is. He might be able to get another win.
And then we have Daniel Suarez in 11th, who, like we said, he's tied with Ryan Newman. Got in a little incident there, and we'll see if that will carry over to Indianapolis, even though I don't think it was anyone's fault. It was just hard racing. But we could see Ryan Newman get a little bit of payback.
Maybe Suarez just needs to go call Ryan Newman and talk to him and say, hey, I didn't hit you or anything. You just kind of turned around. So, go talk to it and, get it out of the way, and so nothing carries over to Indianapolis.
And then in the 10th position, Austin Dillon, who had a solid run, got 10th, and really didn't hear much from him all night, but still a solid run.
Yeah.
And then Paul Menard, another solid run in 9th, so good day for them.
It was a real good day. I mean, I like that car. It was pretty cool. I like all these little throwback schemes. It's fun to see him go around the track, but yeah, he was having a very decent day.
And then Matt DiBenedetto, probably the fan favorite from last time, was on the racetrack. Still getting the top 10. Didn't have quite as a good day as he did in Bristol, but he ended up in the 8th position from starting 19th. So that team's getting better and better.
Yeah, he's getting better and better. Some teams out there didn't really look at him and getting him in some good equipment. At least going to help any kind of program they put him in.
And then Kurt Busch in 7th, like we talked about before, won the first stage, had a very strong car, and then unfortunately got in that wreck after being put back after some pit stops. So still a solid run, but probably should have been a win.
Yep.
And then Clint Boyer in 6th. He is now in the playoff, or above the playoffs cut line.
You think like 8 points above there. So.
Yeah, 7 or 8. So he's not comfortable, but he's in right now. So
I think what really helped Clint Boyer was he got stage points when the other ones didn't. So he was racking up some extra points. He just need to keep doing that in Indianapolis, stay ahead of the other guys, and he'll be okay.
Yeah, I think that kind of puts Jimmy Johnson in a must-win situation. But if they have some sort of issue at Indianapolis, let's say Boyer, it's an incident or a mechanical failure. He's out of the playoffs, and Jimmy and Ryan Newman will battle for it. And also Suarez. So nothing's really solidified other than those above them in the playoffs, but could see a good fight for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty interesting race. Seeing four guys going for that final spot.
Yeah, it's kind of like Homestead. It's like whoever finishes above one another wins. You got four players there. They're not necessarily all tied in points, but at least two of them are. So
yeah,
we could see kind of like a Homestead with some points added to it. So it's gonna be really interesting.
It's gonna be a little intense battle, really. But they have all season long to work on this, and now it comes down to the final race.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the main storyline of Indianapolis. And of course, the winner is going to have a lot of attention on him. But I think we're going to have a lot more attention on the playoff bubble and how things shake up. I believe this is the most intense one we've had, at least recently. Normally, it's always been, the points were so spread out. It's pretty much a must-win situation for someone. But we could see some fuel mileage strategy, something like that, and could see it really shake up. I mean, we're focusing on these guys, but someone else like Paul Menard or somebody who's not currently in, they could pull a Hail Mary and get in the playoffs.
That'd be insane, really.
Yeah.
Because right now he'll race real hard, and you've seen him before. Like one time at Phoenix, he just kind of ran. Was it Kyle Larson out of the way, just so he can get in the playoffs?
Just kind of mowed over Kyle Larson that day.
Pretty much. And so he ain't afraid to rough it up a little bit. And yeah, that'd be kind of crazy to see one of the other drivers just come up and steal a win and knock them all out.
Yeah, I think maybe they should have did the go bowling for Indianapolis, because they're going to knock some pins out of the playoffs.
Just imagine if Matt Benedetto would have won that race a couple weeks ago, and then that really messed the points up.
Yeah, I believe they would have been a lot more spread out if Matt Benedetto would have won. But either way, we're getting to see a awesome battle here for the playoffs, and maybe one of those guys could, if they get in the playoffs, they could go in round one, maybe get a win, and make a good run for the championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't even count out Matt Benedetto winning Indianapolis.
Yeah, he could be one of those guys that just decides, we're going to gamble everything. It's all or nothing, and that they could end up getting it all.
Yeah, I was just thinking if he won Indy, how that would set off his career.
Yeah, and with that, we'll move into the top five. We have Brad Keselowski finishing fifth. Solid run, not a crazy day, didn't lead a ton of laps, but he did lead some laps, so nice solid top five finish.
Yeah, that was my pick, and I thought, he won here last year, and he may be able to do it again, but just could never get the handle on the car, or just couldn't get the speed he wanted, so he's a good top five finisher.
Then you have Kevin Harvick in the fourth position. I'm really surprised that he ended up getting a top five, because it seemed like he just struggled all night.
Yeah.
The ill-handling race car, managed to somehow get in the top five even, and ended up with a fourth place finish, which that wreck with some of the main players really helped him out there, but he still was able to get around Brad Keselowski, and he was a pretty strong car.
Yeah.
And then we get into the main players for the win, because Harvick was still about 10 seconds back from everyone, or 15 even at one point. So we have Kyle Busch, who was probably on his way to win another race. It's been quite a while since we've seen him in victory lane. I know it's just been like 11 races or so, but for Kyle Busch standards, that's a big slump.
Yeah, I think he really had the car to beat tonight, really. His pit crew really helped him out a ton. I don't know how many positions he gained just because his pit crew He'd come in and gain 2 or 3 spots, you know, almost every time. Uh, you know, once he got in the lead, he was pretty much checked out. He was running down Erik Jones at the end, but the wall just reached out there and grabbed him.
Yeah, I mean that's typical Darlington, and he decided to, after he blew a tire or had some sort of tire rub, he decided to run the wall all the way around the track. Yeah, still managed to finish third.
Yep. I know he's complaining because NASCAR didn't throw a caution, but there's been other issues when people when other drivers bump in the wall or have issues, they don't throw the cautions. Sometimes that they do. So
we don't know what they're going to do.
So I mean, if he was still moving and I don't see why they would throw the caution just for him.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with maybe if there was a ton of debris on the racetrack. I think there were some. But, I mean, we were coming to the white flag. I think maybe they should have just threw out the caution at the end, just end the race. But
he still wouldn't have won anyway.
Still wouldn't have won. But if they would have had a caution with 2 to go, Erik Jones would have just been really, pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Just like feet away from the white flag, and they threw a caution. But also, I don't think it would have helped Kyle Busch either way, because he would have been in third position, or he would definitely had to come into pit road, and I'm not sure if everyone else would have done that with just 2 to go. Maybe to get some tires. I highly doubt Erik Jones would have done that.
Yeah, it was just 2 to go. You probably wouldn't. The third caution, I believe, would have helped Kyle Larson or anybody.
Yeah. With Larson, he finished second. Had a strong car, probably better than Erik Jones, but just messed up on the pit stop or the entry to pit road, and just was not able to capitalize on a fast car. Was able to get to Kyle Busch, but the way the arrow was, it was just really difficult to get around somebody without some help from lap traffic or them just putting it in the wall.
Yeah.
And with that, we talk about the winner of Erik Jones. Was able to get the win, and he was pretty safe in the playoffs, but now he's officially in.
Yeah, I mean, he ran a great race all night. He was passing some good cars, and he was racing Denny Hamlin very hard at one point, and now he's getting paired. He's like, I'm the only Joe Gibbs driver who ain't got a win, so he went there and got that win now, so now he's got one.
Yeah, so congratulations to Erik Jones and Joe Gibbs Racing. Now all 4 of them have at least one win.
Yeah.
He's got some wins to do to catch up to everybody. I think they at least
I think all of us have 4 altogether.
Yeah. So he's got to go on the tear, like Keselowski did last year. He won Darlington, went on to win Indianapolis, then won Vegas. So maybe Erik Jones will follow in his footsteps and do the same exact thing.
Yeah, what if Erik goes in the playoffs and wins 3 in a row? So
yeah, we could see that. So if he does that, he could be a new player for the championship.
Yeah.
All right, so hope you all enjoyed this review. I know it's a little bit different than we normally do, but I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, it's fun just talk about all the drivers, really, and just how their days went.
If you like this format a little bit better than we normally do, let us know down in the comments below. Or if you like the other format better, let us know. That way we can figure out, which way we should go with this.
Yeah, if you feel like it one way better, and we'll go with that. And we just want to make it fun and enjoyable and do what our fans need.
So let's, before we go, we want to give a shout out to Walker Bulldog and Josh Kurz for finding Dale Jr. in the thumbnail for our Xfinity Series race review. If you found Junior in this thumbnail for this video, let us know down in the comments below where you found him. We'll give you a shout out in next week's Xfinity Series race review.
Yeah, that'd been pretty crazy if Dale Jr. would have won that race. And then,
yeah.
How would you hide him then?
Yeah. Can you find the other Dale in the thumbnail? So it would have been cool if Dale would have won. We could have had that, that rare find Dale Jr.'s twin in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
But it ended up being Cole Custer winning that race. So hope you enjoyed this race review. We'll see you for our Fast Fix episode later in the week, and enjoy your week and enjoy the rest of your Labor Day, and we'll see you next time.